Welcome back to my channel, but if you're new here, my name is Brittany. I'm a Chicago-based lifestyle content creator. It is the weekend, it's Friday, and we're about to get into another weekend vlog. I am ready to wrap up the week, leave it behind me, as I pretty much always am on Fridays, but I actually need to leave literally right now. I shouldn't even be filming this intro, but I am going to dinner with my dinner club that my monthly, well, it's about monthly dinner club that I've talked about on some of my past vlogs before, but we're going to this really cool place tonight. It's like a Michelin star restaurant because we usually go to Michelin star places, and it's called El Ideas, and it's it kind of was giving the bear, I feel like, a little bit, but more so in that you get to see behind the curtain, I think is what I was understanding from what I could see online. It's BYOB, so we're all bringing a bottle of wine, and I think it'll be really good. So hoping tomorrow though, that I have a restful day, and then I have something else planned for Sunday. But overall, cheers to the weekend, hoping it's gonna be a good weekend. It's also kind of warm. It's been chilly this week, and now today it's 70 degrees. So I feel what I'm wearing, so I'll do an outfit check before I leave. I feel what I'm wearing now, maybe almost doesn't make sense. I have a necklace that I want to put on, my charm necklace that I always wear, that I made myself actually. And here's what I have on though. Okay, so from this angle, this looks really unflattering, but I have these faux leather pants on that are actually just from Old Navy. These loafers that I bought a while ago, and this is actually my first time wearing them. This sweater, I might change into a different sweater because this is a wool sweater, and like I said, it's almost 70 degrees out, and it feels a little too warm. Anyway, I'll see what I end up wearing. I might do, like I said, a quick last minute outfit change, but regardless, I literally need to leave right now.
Sturgeon that has been blanketed with a creme fraiche that's been garnished up with some sturgeon caviar. Sitting on top of some braised lamb shoulder that's been scented up with some orange and rosemary. Additionally, we have some crispy lamb fat powder around the outside of the dish. First poached in liquid nitrogen poured in over the top. Now for a couple fun little tricks, first off, put your base over the top of the glass and blow into it. Alright, let's go. Come on. Come on, let's go. Hi, good morning. Yes.
Hi, crazy.
All right, so happy Saturday. It's a new day. I feel I've been up for a while, but because I did wake up kind of early, and I couldn't go back to sleep. But anyway, I'll get to that. But that dinner last night was really, really fun, and I liked how it was. I don't know, it felt so a lot of, I feel some Michelin star restaurants can feel very stuffy and I don't know, to just a big ordeal, which I will say, since Chicago has so many Michelin star restaurants, there's a pretty good variety of them, and they're not all some big hubble, I don't know, big to do. And this one was cool. So they do 2 seatings a night, so we did the 6 p.m. seating, and there were maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 tables total in the whole restaurant, and everyone gets served, like they serve all the courses out to all the tables at the same time. So like the chef and who is the owner kind of set up at the beginning and was like, hey, blah blah blah, this is what we do here. And then we also, like, you don't really know the menu before, or at least I didn't know the menu before we got there. And I don't think it's online. Oh yeah, and they did give us a printed copy of it at the end, because yeah, I don't think they like share the menu until before you get there, but they know it if you have dietary restrictions or anything like that. So that's kind of cool too, just to be like, oh, what's even coming next? And so it was a 9-course tasting menu total. And I think I said this already, but it was BYOB. So each of us, there were 7 of us. And so each bought a bottle of wine, to kind of pair along with the courses. And now I like can't even remember what all we had, but everything was really, really good. The dessert that we had at the end was like, the way that he described it was, he said he was inspired by his daughters wanting to like always dip French fries into their ice cream. And that's exactly what it tasted like dipping French fries into like a Frosty. So it was really good. And it was a cool experience that we got to walk around and like in the kitchen and stuff too, and like see like behind the scenes. And you could watch, even from where you're sitting, you could watch everything, see like everything that they were preparing and making. So that was really cool. And then, I mean, we were done by like 8:30, and it was in Pilsen, and like right on the corner there was this little dive bar. I don't even know the name of it. I don't think I had a name on the outside of it. So we walked over there, and it was like, when we walked in, there was like birthday balloons everywhere, and like the tables were decorated. So I was like, oh shoot, maybe this is like a private event. So I asked, I was like, hey, is this like is this closed or is this open to anybody? And they're like, no, it's just someone's birthday, but like it's open. It was this lady's 60th birthday, and I was like, shout out to her for, or she said 60 or 61, I think. And they were all so fun. And then a bunch of other, and I was like, shout out to her for like celebrating her 60th birthday at her neighborhood bar. There was like a DJ very much playing like what you would think 60-year-olds would listen to, but I was loving all the jams. And then like other people came in too, and they like weren't they were like, oh yeah, we just live in the neighborhood, we're not here for the birthday party either. So that was fun. And then we stayed there for, I think we just had one drink, but it seemed like we were there for a while. Or I guess you say I just had one drink. And then we went to like one other place in Pilsen too, but they were like about to close, so we didn't really stay there long. I was kind of hungry like for a snack by the time we got there, and then we did order some food, and then I feel like I took a couple bites, and I ordered a beer too that I couldn't even drink it. I just I kind of forgot how much wine we drank throughout the dinner, and then like I said, I had one drink at that bar, and I was like, I have to stop drinking. But then I came home by like midnight-ish. I passed out, and then I woke up at like 6, like I said, because I was kind of like, I feel like drinking really disturbs my sleep, and I don't drink that often either. And I feel like I drank last night was more than I usually do. And so I like felt like I was feeling a little dehydrated. I was starting to get a headache. I was just like tossing and turning, and I probably laid in my bed for another like hour or so until like a little after 7, and then I just gave up. I was like, I'm awake. And I took Rumi on a walk and took her to the Bow Wow Lounge, and now it's like officially Saturday. I had tentative plans today that were made like a couple weeks ago, and I like earlier in the week I was like, I really hope these plans fall through, and I think they have. Like I was like, I'm not gonna follow up with anyone to see if it's still on, if the plans are still on, and I was like, but if anybody reaches out to me, like I'll probably still go. Haven't heard, and I'm like, thank God. So because I really just want a day to like sit at home or like do productive stuff at home, because tomorrow I'm gonna be gone pretty much all day during the day. So instead, I'm about to go to a Pilates class in like an hour and a half. That like might be a mistake. I need to like drink some more water just to like hydrate myself before I go to that, but it'll probably feel good to like move my body. And so I'm gonna do that. And then that's really the main thing I have, like the main activity I have planned. I want to finish editing a vlog or a video that I'm gonna post, I think next week. Clean up a little bit. I just need to like still put away my suitcase and stuff from a trip that I went on at this point 3 weeks ago now. Like all my like luggage has just been sitting on the floor in my room. I just need to like, there's some stuff I need to sort through in it to like put back in their respective areas, and honestly just kind of relax a little bit too. Oh, I need to get groceries, but we'll see about that. But yeah, and then from here I'm gonna just enjoy the rest of my Saturday. maybe the middle of the day, but I am in my robe because I'm trying to relax now for a little bit, because I feel like this ended up being, I mean, productive day, I guess, in some ways, but not as relaxing as I originally thought it would be. So I did go to that Pilates class. It was hard. Like, well, I struggled, I should say. Specifically, I struggled at the beginning, I think, because I just, like, my mind was not ready to be, like, working out and doing that. And it was the class, it was a control class, which those are, like, a bar and Pilates fusion class. And so it's a lot of, like, really, really small movements. And, like, we were doing stuff, like, I was like, who comes up with this? We had like the belly band, like that stretchy band, like the resistance band basically around our knees, like right above our knees. And then we were bridging on the reformer. So like holding or like anchoring your feet on the, so like anchoring your feet on the foot bar and then lifting your hips up, but keeping the carriage like up at the stopper. So we were like bridging on the reformer with one leg with the belly band around our knees. And wait, what? It was something crazy. And I was like, I can't do this. Like and this was at the beginning of the class. So like we were maybe less than 10 minutes in. And so I did like modify that because I was just like, that's like too much for me right now. But like, I am glad that I went because I feel like it did, like, I feel like my day could have just been me laying around all day, like kind of basically being hungover or feeling kind of hungover and like sluggish, but I was glad that I did go to that class. And I also haven't taken a control class, like that specific class type, since July. Like I think the end of July, and it's now like almost the end of, it's like middle or late October. It's been about 3 months. And the last time I took the class, I haven't taken it for that long because the last time I took it, I really, really, really struggled. Like I couldn't, there was so much stuff I like could barely, or I was having just a really, really hard time doing. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm not strong enough to be taking this class yet. So, and like, besides the bridging thing that I mentioned, which I think a lot of people were struggling with, everything else was like doable. Like, I mean, it was still a workout, but so I was like, okay, I can tell I am getting stronger and like progressing in my Pilates practice. And I'm actually taking a level 2 class for the first time next week, which I'm excited about, like leveling up to that. But anyway, so I did that class and then I like hadn't eaten all day. Besides, I had a pumpkin spice English muffin when I was awake at like 7 a.m. So I was a little hungry. I had like a half of a protein shake again this morning, but I hadn't had like a real meal. So I wanted I didn't feel like cooking anything. And I always forget about this like market that's in my neighborhood. It's like a vegan grocery store market type of thing. So I did stop back home and then I grabbed my laptop and stuff and then went over there because they have like a dining, like you can sit in there. It's like a dining hall basically. There's a bunch of, like it's a little grocery store and then it has like a wine bar and then it's called X Market. So it's a plant-based, that's what it is. It's like a plant-based grocery store. And then there's like maybe 4 or 5 little like food vendors at the front where you can order food from different, like, and they're all like offer something like slightly different. And I haven't been over there in a couple months. And so I went, and you can like sit down, there's like seating and stuff too. They had a live, like a DJ in there. I don't know what was going on. Like there was like maybe gonna have an event today or something. Cause they had a DJ that he was live DJing. And it was like, he started playing like Manny Fresh, some Project Pat. And I was like, it's 2 p.m. and we're in a grocery store. I wasn't mad, but I was just like, what is going on? But so I got like some food from a restaurant that I hadn't been to in there before. It was called Avocado something. It was like a really good like Buddha bowl. And then I did get chips and guac. The guac was not really good, which I was kind of sad about because it was not cheap. But it had like a weird, or I shouldn't say it wasn't good. I didn't like it. It had a weird, like almost vinegary taste to it. I didn't eat it. Oh, and then I also bought some like gummy bears from the grocery store too, which were really good. And then I did work on editing that vlog while I was there too. So it was nice to do that, like not just like sitting at home, but like not really having to go necessarily somewhere or like go be out doing something. Like that was like a balance in between that. And I pretty much am done editing that vlog. I think I have 10 minutes, or not vlog. It's not a vlog, it's a video. It's like my updated vinyl collection video, which will actually be live before this vlog goes live. And I have only 10 minutes left in it. So I'll definitely finish it this weekend. And then I came home and showered and now I'm just sitting on the couch and it's like about 3:20 and I'm gonna probably go pick up Rumi in like an hour and a half from doggy daycare from the Bow Wow Lounge. So I might literally just like lounge on the couch. I'm definitely gonna go to bed early tonight. I can already feel it coming. But like as far as the rest of the day, I don't really have anything left to like, well, actually I need to clean up my apartment and my room. Like I said earlier, I forgot about that. So I was gonna say I have nothing else that I like need to do, but I should do that before, and that won't take me that long. And then I probably will, like I said, watch some TV, lounge, and then I want to go to bed early because I'm tired. But I also, tomorrow I am like with this group called Operation Swing State going to Michigan, like up to the Milwaukee area to canvass for Kamala Harris. So that, well, Kamala Harris and also local Democrats that are running for office too. So that will be, I did that like a couple months ago, a month or two ago. It couldn't have been that long ago. It was like a month ago in a different area in the Milwaukee area. And so I'm excited to do that again tomorrow. And I just remember how tired I was at the end of that because I like don't think I really knew how much energy I might exert. So I do want to like set myself up for success for that tomorrow. But I'll be back on probably later tonight. Did a little Target run and now I'm back home. It feels like the middle of the night, but it's 6:41 p.m. So pretty early, barely dinner time. I am about to make that pizza that I picked up at Target. I really just went to Target, honestly, mostly because I wanted Halloween candy. And then I was like, oh, I kind of want something to make for dinner that's a little bit more fun than anything I have to cook. So I got this pizza, which I've had before. It's pretty good. I mean, it's like a frozen pizza. And then these jalapeno and tortilla cheddar sticks, which are basically like jalapeno pop. Well, they're like more like mozzarella sticks with like jalapeno bits in them. So they're pretty good. But yeah, basically I did that Target run. Oh, I picked up Rumi and I came back into that Target run. And once I make this food, I think I'm just gonna, I forgot there's a lot of TV, well, not a lot. There's like 3 shows that I want to catch up on from the week, like my normal weekly shows I just didn't have time to watch this week. So I'm gonna catch up on those and then probably finish editing my vlog or my video during that. And then honestly, like it could be by then like 9 o'clock and I'm probably gonna get ready to go to bed. I am feeling pretty tired, but oh, I also got a package delivered. And okay, this is something I'm pretty excited for. So long story short, this is a record that I ordered months ago. Not even kidding, I ordered this in July and it's now October. So what is that, 3 months ago? And it wasn't a pre-order, it was in stock. It was, I think it was during Prime Day. In general, I really try not to shop by Amazon, and but they have a lot of times really great deals on records, so that's where they get me. And during Prime Day, I think it was during Prime Day, they were doing a sale where it was like used albums on like that were sold and shipped by Amazon, which basically are just things people have returned, because a couple of them that I got were like still in the shrink wrap in perfect condition, but they were doing an extra 20% off of those, so they already were marked down because they were used, and you got an extra 20% off. So I think I probably bought like 6 or so records, and they each were like somewhere as cheap as $12, and then maybe the most expensive one was like, actually it was this one, it was I think $19, which is normally is $45 new. So anyway, like I said, I ordered it in July, and then about like a month ago, I was like, wait, I never got that other record. And I kept looking in my order on my account and my orders, and it was like just saying like still not shipped. So then I was going through like the rigmarole of chatting back and forth with like Amazon help, like support or whatever. And if it wasn't such a good deal, I would have just given up. But it was literally, like I said, $19, and it's retails for $45, so I wasn't just gonna like give up without a fight. So they kept giving me the runaround. They were like, oh, it's stuck in shipping and we're gonna like issue a ticket for it. I'm guessing what maybe happened is maybe the used version was no longer, like whatever I actually ordered was maybe not in stock, or something probably happened on the back end. And so I spent probably 3 to 4 weeks. It maybe it's been almost a month that because they're like, okay, we'll get back to you in 6 business days or 3 business days. And I would never hear back, and then I would follow up, of course. And then just the other day, finally, because someone was like, oh, we'll open up a ticket. And I was like, this is the 3rd time this has happened and nothing's been resolved. Is there literally no other option? Like, I'm just not understanding like what's going on. And so then they transferred me to someone else, and they were like, well, just add it to your cart, add the item to your cart now, tell me what the total is, and I'll give you a credit, like an account credit, basically a gift card for that amount. So I think I technically got this for free, basically. And if this was like a small record store, I would feel bad about that, but it's Amazon, so I literally don't care. But anyway, all that built up to say, it's the John Legend Christmas album. So it's a legend, what is this called? A Legendary Christmas, the Deluxe Edition. So I basically, like I said, literally just got this for free pretty much, but Amazon, they can afford it. So I love John Legend, a fellow Ohioan. And I mean, he has a really great voice, and I also love Christmas songs, and like he just has like such a soulful, like, oh, I didn't realize there's Chrissy Teigen and Luna on the back of this cover too, which is cute. So, oh, and this is actually an Amazon exclusive, they're saying. I don't know. Anyway, so it has like a lot of basic Christmas songs, like What Christmas Means to Me, featuring Stevie Wonder on the harmonica. This Christmas, that's one of my favorite Christmas songs, specifically like the Temptations one, or even the Chris Brown one, is like problematic as he is. Baby, It's Cold Outside. But I think they changed the lyrics on this with Kelly Clarkson. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas with Esperanza Spalding. What else is on here? Merry Merry Christmas. So some really good, oh, the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Some really good Christmas heavy hitters. And it's produced by John Legend and Raphael Sadiq. So this probably sounds, I mean, I've listened to it on like my Apple Music or whatever, but on vinyl I think it's gonna sound really good. So I'm excited to have this right before we're about to kick off the Christmas season. I'm gonna add it to my Christmas collection, we should say, which actually I have a decent amount of Christmas albums now, so I'm excited for that. Anyway, okay, with all that being said, I'm gonna, whenever my oven, oh, I think my oven's preheated now. I'm gonna make this pizza, and then honestly like probably veg out on the couch like I said, and then try to get ready for my canvassing thing that I'm doing tomorrow. So I might not be back on tonight, and so if I'm not, I will see you in the morning. All right, I'm back sooner actually than I said. That was maybe 3 minutes ago, but I forgot, importantly, I said I went to Target for Halloween candy to even show what Halloween candy I got. Honestly, so today is what, the 18th or the 19th of October. It's pretty picked over, and I mean, I haven't really bought any Halloween candy this season at all. I mean, I don't think I get trick-or-treaters or anything, but I love candy. And I just wanted some candy really badly. So there were no of the like small packs of anything. Everything is literally like the size I feel like you pass out to trick-or-treaters. So I just bought one bag of these Reese's pumpkins. The snack size literally says jumbo. I am one person though, so these are so good though. So we'll see how far I get through these. I guess I was gonna say I could give them to people, but like that's kind of weird. And like I live here by myself. So anyway, on this, also in the Halloween realm or the Halloween vein, I think I figured out, well no, I did figure out what I'm gonna be for Halloween. So I'm going out for Halloween next weekend, and I've been like next Saturday, so in a week from today, and I've been trying to figure out what to dress up as, and I really do love Halloween. Like I just love coming up with ideas of things to dress up as. It's just, I think, really fun, even as an adult, and like I don't have kids or anything, but like to go out and stuff for Halloween too. So I narrowed it down to a couple different options, and my like top two that I was deciding between were Soulja Boy and Sydney from The Bear. I decided to go with Sydney from The Bear, mostly because the only thing I need to buy is an apron. Like everything else I have and like in my closet, and it's also gonna be so comfortable and like easy to wear. Soulja Boy I also think would have been comfortable, and I probably just would have had to buy like a hat, glasses, and a tall tee, and then I would end up spending more money on things that I probably wouldn't wear again. So I'm gonna go with Sydney, and also since it's literally in 6 days, that just I didn't have time to think about all of that. So I did order an apron that I think will get here early next week. And I'll try to include a pic of, because I think this vlog will post like at the very beginning of November, where I would have already worn my costume, so I will share a photo of it, of like what the final look is like, but also it's gonna just be so easy to pull together. So okay, that's all for real from me. Hopefully you won't see me again until tomorrow. Okay, it's Sunday morning. I'm about to head out to that canvassing thing that I mentioned. I'm like barely making it out in enough time. Well, I mean, I technically am, but I wanted to take the bus. The bus was coming like 1 minute ago, and I had just finished, like, I was literally eating and putting on my makeup at the same time. Then the next bus wasn't coming for 20 minutes, which I always forget on Sundays. The schedules are just kind of like all over the place, or like a lot slower than normal, especially Sunday mornings. So I'm just gonna take an Uber instead, which it's not even a 10-minute drive to get there. So I probably got a little something on my face because, like I said, I was throwing all that food in my face really quickly. But it should be a pretty cheap Uber since it's so close, and it's still pretty early in the morning before the brunch crowd is out. So, because it's literally 9 o'clock, 9:01, I think. But we're meeting up at 9:30 at like the Democratic organizing office in, I think this is in North Center technically. And then like I said, I did this about a month or so ago, and I'm assuming it'll be a similar type of thing. They gave really, really detailed instructions this time. The last time it was really vague, and I was like I didn't know what to do once I got there. And it's a small office, but still it was like, I had no idea what to expect. They were like, at this time we're gonna do this, then this and this. So we're gonna meet up. One of my friends is actually going to, the last time I didn't know anyone else going. So which was fine. I was just like with a lot of strangers, which was fine. But like when we got into the small groups up in Wisconsin, the lady I was paired up with was like, oh, do you just wanna split up and go separately? And I was like, not really, but we did. And so I'm sure my friend we'll just do it together, which is kind of like, it's a little nicer to be like knocking on strangers' doors with someone else rather than just by yourself. But anyway, we're meeting up at that office, the field office, and then they're gonna, like I said, go through instructions with us. And then there's X amount of people that are driving, because I mean, I don't have a car, and like a lot of people in Chicago don't have cars. So there's like certain people that were designated as like drivers, and then we'll drive up to Milwaukee and then meet up at like I think like an office, or like, again, this was what we did last time. We met up at a location there, like a local Milwaukee location. Then they gave us like, there's this app that you use to know who you're canvassing to, like what addresses to go to. And we were in a swing district the last time, which I'm assuming we will be again. And basically we were only going, like the houses that you're listed to go to are people who, I think they're considered I don't know if these are high or low propensity voters, which just means their likeliness to vote. And then these were people that were like anyone that was like strong GOP, leaning GOP, like you don't bother those people. But these were people who were like potentially like leaning more Democratic, or leaning more like towards Democrats, or were completely undecided. And it was really cool because I do feel like I had an impact on a couple people, and there were literally people who like didn't know a lot about the issues, and like it was cool to be able to talk to them, and they were like, thank you for sharing. So I'm like, okay, so now at this point we're it's gotta be we're less than 2 weeks from election day. We're 15 days from election day. 16 days actually, I think. So I mean, this is like the final hour. So at this point, I think people for the most part are less undecided. So this will be an interesting experience just to see what it's like now. And I feel like we'll also probably be talking to people too about like how to get out and vote now that early voting has started pretty much everywhere. So I'm just wearing this vote shirt that I like wear all the time, and I love, and people really tend to like it because they're not supposed to lead with like partisanship or anything. And I'm actually gonna wear shorts. So it's a little chilly right now. Like I think it's 60. But it's gonna be high 70s, almost 80 today, which for late October is insane. And the last time I did this, I wore jeans because I didn't realize how hot it would be that day. And then walking around in jeans was like no bueno. So I'm wearing shorts, which I'm gonna bring a light jacket, which I mean, now I'll be chilly in, but I know I will be appreciative to like be wearing shorts walking around, and like just denim shorts walking around in like warm weather. But okay, I need to leave. Now that I'm taking an Uber, I have a little bit more flex. I probably need to leave in like 5, no later than 10 minutes. And then we'll see how the rest of this day / afternoon goes. 5:30, literally 5:30 on the dot. I'm back home now, back in Chicago from Milwaukee, and I mean, that was a long day, but I'm actually not that tired, not as tired as I was the last time that I did this. I think because I was a little bit more prepared, like in terms of like having water and not wearing jeans. So it was a really fun day though. So I think I said that my friend Jose also volunteered too. So like he was, when I got to meetup place or the office in North Center. He was there, and then we got matched up with 2 other people who they were each there separately, but like one of them was driving, and so we drove up from there to Wisconsin. And like this was a little bit more well organized than the one I did like a month or so ago, and they gave us like a really good like a speech about like before we left there, like a pump up speech kind of. And there were so many people there, which was kind of cool. Like there easily had to be like, okay, I'm not great with numbers, but I was gonna say at least 50 people there that were volunteering, which I feel like is a lot, or a decent amount for like this random Sunday. And so we drove up. Oh, and then like, I don't know, this is kind of what I always think about, and like they mentioned it in like the volunteer or the like organizers mentioned it like at both the office in Chicago and when we were in Milwaukee. It's like if you talk to 2 people and like have that impact, like that is enough to make a difference, like especially in swing states and swing districts. Like it's literally a handful of votes that like make a difference in terms of like final election results. I don't know, I like doing stuff like this, and it's like, I don't know, I like feeling like I am able to have an impact on something, because it's like I don't want to just sit back on the sidelines, as they say, and feel like, okay, like at the end of the day, what else could I have done more? This is in terms of anything. What could I have done more to like make an impact and make a difference instead of not doing anything? So at least like regardless of how the election turns out, I know I did all that I could. But anyway, we met up. So then we rode up to Wisconsin. It's like a little over like between an hour and a half to get there. And then that office was really nice, that organizing office. And I don't think it was Tammy Baldwin, like who's the senator of Illinois. I think it was her office, but like there was a lot of Tammy Baldwin stuff in general in that area. And she actually was supposed to show up, like we left before she got there, but she was like gonna come meet with everyone, like the organizers, because we were campaigning kind of for both her, mostly for Kamala Harris, but also like and vote for Tammy Baldwin. But she's kind of like, she's a really clear front runner in that election. So, and she's been this is her 3rd term, I think, now as senator, or this would be her 3rd term as senator. So the neighborhood or the area that we were in was a heavily Latino area, and luckily my friend Jose speaks Spanish fluently. He's like Mexican American, and because like when they got there, they're like, oh, do you speak Spanish? To me, I was like, no hablo. I speak a little, like I can be very minimally conversational. I can read a lot of Spanish and understand, but not enough to be telling people about voting. And like a lot of the signage when we got there was like Latinos, like a lot of stuff was in Spanish, like how Kamala Harris's slogan is for the people. It was like para la gente or por la gente, and like Latinos for Dem, stuff like that. And a lot of the houses that we came across, people didn't speak English. Like they could understand English, they kind of said, but they didn't speak English enough. And luckily I was paired, like Jose and I went together, and so he was able to still like have conversations with all of those people, which was great. So yeah, so we got there, we met up with like the group there, we got our turf designations, and then went out and hit the streets. And when we first pulled up to the neighborhood that we were in, there were some guys like standing on the corner, like just hanging out, like drinking a beer. And Jose like jumps out of the car, he goes, hey, what's up guys, ready to vote? And they like are just like, are you guys voting? And then they didn't say anything, and then he said it to them in Spanish, like, are you voting? And they just kind of looked at him like, no. And he said, all right, look, let's move on to the next. But so we went to about 40, I think it was 44 houses total, and we actually talked to only about 6 people, but that is, so what, 15%? So not bad, right? Is that about 15%? Something like that. So not bad. And everyone that we did speak with, like either had already voted or they were planning on voting for Kamala Harris, which I was like, okay, well, that's what we were here to do. And it was also good to inform people about like early voting starts in Wisconsin on Tuesday, so in 2 days. So tell them about that, where they can vote. And then there's an amendment or like a referendum on the Wisconsin Constitution that's like kind of shady, and a lot of people don't seem to know about it. Even this one woman, we talked to this one woman for 20 minutes. When I say we talked to her, I mean she talked at us, which was fine. It was like cool to talk to her. She seemed to know like so much about politics, and she didn't know anything about this. And when I explained it to her, she was like, oh, no. She's like, and I'm gonna tell all my friends about this. So that was good. And then we finished our whole, like all our canvassing in about an hour and a half, I want to say. And then we met back up with the 2 guys that we rode up there with. We got lunch at this little restaurant that was right on the corner, and then hit the road back to Chicago, and I'm back home now. So I mean, that was a long day. It was literally basically 8 hours that I was gone, or about 8 hours from the time like I left my apartment till when I just got back. But like I said, I'm shockingly not all that exhausted, which was nice. But I think I'm gonna end the vlog here, because as far as like the rest of the weekend, I mean, I'm gonna probably shower. I don't know if I even need to eat dinner because I had a pretty good lunch, and just like get ready for Monday, I guess. But all in all, this felt like a very well-rounded weekend. Like I went out and went out on Friday, went out to dinner, and then went out on Friday night, kind of recouped yesterday, and then today like did something really productive. So I mean, this vlog will go live before election day, I think, like right before election day. So if you're watching this and you live in the US and you haven't registered to vote or haven't voted yet and it's before election day, make sure to do that. And then I mean, if you're watching this after election day, we'll see if my efforts today were worthwhile or if they were if they were a bust. But anyway, that is a wrap on my weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.